Good morning, back members, back technical working group, observers, prospective bidders, and of course to all our viewers via YouTube live. Today is January 25, 2024. We will conduct the Preventive conference for civil works with project contract ID number 24DD082 to 24DD2. May I request our back secretariat member, Ms. Maria Cecilia P. Baril, for the roll call of attendees.
Thank you. Good morning po. Present from the back members are Engineer Juan J. Panganiban, back chairperson, Engineer Leo S. Matias, back vice chairperson, and Engineer Evan B. Gonzalez, back member. From back secretariat, yours truly, Ms. Maria Cecilia B. Baril, Engineer Christine A. Luan Hati, Ms. Arlene O. Mantuano, and Ms. Raquel C. Mercado. Engineer Dwight Claudio. To enhance the transparency of the Preventive conference, we have invited observers. We have Mr. Romeo Magsino from COA.
Present.
From prospective bidder, we have notice. In attendance, we have 3 back in the room. Thank you.
Salamat, Ms. Maria Cecilia Bibaling. So before we proceed to our agenda, let me remind you of the purpose of this conference. Under Section 22.3 of 2016, the revised Rules Regulation of Republic Act 9184, it states that the Preventive conference shall discuss, clarify, and explain, among other things, the eligibility requirements and the technical and financial components of the PB, including questions and clarification raised by the prospective bidders before and during the Preventive conference. So, meaning to say, the main purpose or minimized rated failed bidding, the preliminary evaluation of bids. The BAC is expecting that the documents to be submitted during the bidding will follow or comply with the procedure prescribed and to what we are going to discuss here today. The Preventive conference provides the procuring entities and the prospective bidders clear guidelines and provide an clarification to enhance effective procurement process. The topic to be discussed will be divided into 4 as follows. Letter A, present contract data. Letter B, component financial proposal. Letter C, the explanation of criteria for eligibility screening, preliminary examination of bids, evaluation of bids, and post-qualification. And last, the contract awarding. The question or comments from the prospective bidders will be entertained after all topics have been presented. So, during the discussion, kindly reserve your question. We will time for an open forum for all your questions. And for the continuation of our conference, may I request Engineer Evan to present the contract data.
Presentation of basic contract data. Contract ID number 24DD082 to 24DD0092, Implementing Office, Construction Section. Name of contract, organizational outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system as preservation program, preventive maintenance, Tertiary roads, Lipa-Balete Road, kilometer 77 plus 94 to kilometer 78 plus kilometer 79 plus 940 to kilometer 81 plus 240. Contract ID number 24DD0082. Project location is Lipa City, Batangas. Scope of works, asphalt overlay of 2,549 linear meters and 319 linear meters. Road with width of 11.26 meters, 6.1 respectively, and thickness of 50 mm, including 262.76 square meter patching with thickness of 10. The blocking of 796 square meters PCCP with thickness of 20.28 meters. Application of 1,356 square meter reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. Approved budget for the contract is 86,850,000. Source of fund is FY 2024 GA. Contract duration is 122 calendar days. Size range medium A. License category D. 40 data sheet. Contracts refer to contracts which have the same major categories of work, which shall be RRA roads, rehabilitation asphalt. The following are the similar categories of work that shall be considered in the evaluation of work. RCA roads, construction asphalt. For contract ID number 24DD0082, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. For contract, or the name of contract, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, access roads and bridges from the National Road, Strategic Public Buildings, Facilities Improvement of Road, Makalintal Avenue, or Provincial Roads, and for DD0083, Batangas. Scope of works, reblocking of 931.5 linear road with width of 6.1 and thickness of 0.28 meters, asphalt of 939.7 linear meters, 221.8 meters, and 90.7 linear meters with width of 6.1, 6.4 meters, and 3.2 meters respectively, and thickness of 50 mm, construction of 40.3 meters, 9 mm diameter RCPC drainage. ABC is 49,500,000. Source of fund is FY 2024 GAA. Contract duration is 231 calendar days. Size range is medium A. License category B. Data sheet. Contract similar to the project of the same major categories of work. RRP, roads, rehabilitation, PC. For similar categories of work, RCP, roads, construction, PCCP, RCP, construction tunnel, PCCP. For contract ID number 24DD0083, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. Organizational outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system, asset preservation program, preventive maintenance. Primary roads, Manila-Batangas Road, kilometer 80 plus 274 to kilometer 80 plus 765, kilometer 86 plus 152 to kilometer 86 plus 197. Contract ID number is 24DD0084. Project location is Lipa-City, Batangas. Scope of works, asphalt overlay of 491 linear meter and 45 linear meter road with varying width and width of 16.2 meters to 28.3 meters and 16.2 meters respectively. Thickness of 50 mm, including removal of ACP, application of thermoplastic pavement markings, and concreting of 230 square meter PCCP with thickness of 0.28 meters. 34,300,000 pesos only. 300,000 pesos only. FY 2024 GAA, contract duration is 80 calendar days, size range medium A, license category B. For the bid data sheet, the following is the major category of works: RRA roads, rehabilitation, asphalt. For similar categories are construction, asphalt. The 24DD0084 minimum major equipment requirements. The contract or outcome ensure safe and reliable national road system program of Off-Carriageway improvement secondary roads, Batangas-Quezon, kilometer 121 plus 960 to kilometer 122 plus 81 to kilometer 131 plus 151. Contract ID number 4DT08. Project location is Rosario and Ibaan, Batangas. Scope of works: Off-Carriageway improvement of 624 linear meters, shoulders, with width of 2.58 meters and thickness of 0.28 meters, including extension of 7.9 by 5.8 flat slab, 16 linear meters low protection, stone masonry, and application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. 27,400 pesos only. Source of funds FY 2024 GA. Contract duration is 124 calendar days. Size range is small. License category CND data sheet for the major category of works involved in the contract. RRT roads rehabilitation PCCP, and for the similar category RCTP roads construction tunnel and PCCP. For contract item number 24DD0085, the minimum requirements are the following. Next is organization outcome. 1. Ensure safe and reliable national preservation program. Construct, upgrading, rehabilitation of drainage along national roads, secondary roads, Batangas to counter 145. Contract ID number 24D. Project location is Pati Garcia, Batangas. Scope of works: construction of 614 linear meters, 1220 mm diameter RCPC drainage, construction of 614 linear meters, speed of 2.20 meters, and creation of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. ABC is 19.6 million. Source of fund is FY 2023. Contract duration is 183 calendar days. Size range is small b. License category of works: FCN flood control, construction, drainage conduit. For the similar categories of works: FHN flood and FHR flood control hydraulics river control. For contract item number 24DD0008, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. Next is organization outcome 1. Ensure safe and reliable national road system asset preservation program, construction, upgrading, rehabilitation of drainage along national roads, tertiary roads, Lipa-Balete road, 8 plus 908. Contract ID number 24DT0087. Project location is Lipa City, Batangas. Scope of works: construction of 489.2 linear meters, 910 mm diameter CPC drainage under the concrete shoulder using concrete manhole including rehabilitation curb and gutter. ABC is 10,856,000 pesos only. Source of fund is FY 2024 GAA. Contract duration small b. License category CND. For the data sheet, the following is the major category of works involved in the contract release: FCN flood control, construction drainage, closed and open conduits. For the similar categories of works: FHN flood control hydraulics drainage, FHD flood control hydraulics dam, and FHR flood control. In number 24DD0087, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. Next is Organizational Outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system asset preservation program, preventive maintenance, secondary number, kilometer 140 plus 327 to kilometer 140 plus 752. Contract ID number is 24DD0088 to San Juan, Batangas, 0.5 linear meter damage pavement carriageway using cement treated base and reinforced concrete pavement with varying width of 3.05 to 6.1 meters and thickness of 0.28 meters. Asphalt overlay of 367.4 linear carriageway with width of 6.1 meters and thickness of 50 mm. Asphalt 342.7 linear meters. Shoulder both sides with width of 2.58 meters each side and thickness of 50 mm. Square 11.1 square meter road. Approved budget for the contract is 14,208,000 pesos only. Source of fund, FYE, contract duration 62 calendar days. Size small B license categories. For the bid data sheet, the following is the major category of work involved in the contract to be bid: RRA, road, construction, asphalt. For contract ID number 24DD0088, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. Next is cultural support program. Protect the structure facilities. Construction of seawall, Barangay Catmon, San Juan, Batangas, Phase 1. 24,089, project location is San Juan, Batangas. Meter concrete sea foundation, ABC is 9.9 million. Source of 2028, contract duration is 90 calendar days. Size range small for the following is the major works involved in the contract FCSP for the similar category of works is roads, constructions, the production using structural measures, flood control, hydraulics, river control, ports, harbors, causeway, and flood control, hydraulics. For the contract ID number 24DD0089, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. Next is Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Access Roads and all major public buildings, facilities, rehabilitation of road, San Jose, Batangas. Contract ID number 24DD0009. Project location is San Jose, Batangas. Scope of work, reblocking 500.9 meters. Width of 4 meters, expected thickness of 0.2. ABC is 9.9 million. Source of funds, FY 2024 GAE. Contract duration is 50. Price range is small P, license category C. The following is the major category of works involved in the company. The similar categories of works is roads, construction, PCCP, road short tunnel, PCCP. For contract ID number 24DD0090, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. Next is Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multi-Purpose Building, Facilities to Support Social Services, Construction of Multi-Purpose Building 2, Padre Garcia, Batangas. Contract ID number 091. Project location is Padre Garcia, Batangas. Scope of work, multi-purpose building, 22 meters by 75 meters, including structures, steel, columns, beams, and roofing works, and electrical roughtings. ABC is 5,445,000 pesos. Source of fund FY 2024 GAA. Contract duration is 90 calendar days. Size range is small B, license category CNB. For the big data sheet, the major category for construction without size contract categories is with piles and high-rise concrete frame and place pipe. With concrete frame, cast in place pipe. Buildings industrial land high-rise and buildings industrial land medium-rise. For contract ID number 24DD0091, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. Next is Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities Support, Social Services, Construction of Multipurpose Building, Barangay. Contract ID number is 24DD0092. Project location is Ibaan, Batangas. For the scope of work, construction, completion of work, 9.5 meters by 11.5 meters, including civil works, structural works, concrete pavement, ceiling works, finishing works, electrical works, and plumbing works at second and third floor, finishing hardware, CCTV system, auxiliary works, and mechanical works. ABC is 4,950,000 pesos. Source of fund is FY 2024 GAA. Contract duration is 90 calendar days. Size range is small B, license category CNB. For the data sheet, the following is the major category of works involved in the contract we did. Building construction without piles, low-rise, concrete, 1 to 5 stories. Similar categories of work is building construction with high-rise with frame, cast in place pipe. Buildings construction concrete frame, cast in place pipe. Buildings industrial plant rise, buildings industrial plant medium rise. For contract ID number 24DD0092, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. The minimum materials test equipment for major tractors, contract ID numbers 24DD0082 to 24DD0084 are the following. Minimum material test equipment for small contractors, contract ID numbers 24D0085 to 240092 are the manpower requirements for contract ID number 24DD0082 to 24DD0087. Key personnel, project manager with 3 similar experience in position, 5 minimum years of total work experience. Project engineer 1, materials engineer 1 with similar years experience and 5 years minimum years of total experience. Construction safety officer, cost training an additional 40 hours. Construction foreman 1 with 3 years similar experience and 5 years for minimum years of experience. For the manpower requirements for contract ID numbers 24DD0088 to 24DD0092, key personnel is project 1, materials engineer 1, construction foreman 1 with minimum years of similar experience 2, with minimum of years of total work experience 3, and construction safety officer 3 1 with cost training and additional 48 hours of training. Manpower requirements. Accredited safety officer required upon issuance of notice of award subject to the DEO series of 2014 submission of consular approved by the Department of Labor and Employment. Additional construction safety and health officer, the assigned personnel must meet the requirements of safety officer 3 with additional 48 hours of additional safety training course relevant to the Industrial Public Act number 11058 issued through DEO 198 of 2018 of DOLE. First aider with certificate of training issued by Red Cross in compliance with DOLE requirements for DEO 98 series of 2014. The key personnel should meet the following numbers of years. Works experience. The experience means total years of civil works experience of any nature in construction and engineering. Include the tax identification number of the key personnel, compliance to the 98 series of 2016, revised guidelines on the accreditation of contractors, consultant, materials engineer. Include the contact number of materials engineer. Checklist.
You, Engineer Gonzales. And now for our conference, Ms. Maria Cecilia B. Baril explain the diligence and detailed financial components of the contract.
Checklist for the preliminary examination of technical and financial rules. Checklist of technical proposal. Technical proposal must be composed of the Class A documents, legal documents, valid PhilJEPS registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages. Under Section 8.5.2 of IRR, the bidder shall upload and maintain PhilJEPS a completed file of the following Class A eligibility documents under Section 20 and 4.1a. Registration certificate from Security Department of Trade and Industry for cooperative development for cooperative. Mayor business permit issued by the city or municipal there is loans or areas. Or business permit whether receive as proposed that the prospective bidder has a renewal within the period document of updating the application and recorded by 6 or tax of 2005 as and approved by the Bureau of Attorney. State audits and ongoing government and private contracts awarded but not yet started, and whether similar or not similar in component. The beer similar related contract to be set under the Philippine license. Special place of choice. Register for the original copy of bid security in the form of a short certification. Project requirements which shall organic charge justice personnel, project manager, project engineer, construction safety officer, be assigned there and these June signed list of tractors, major construction and laboratory equipment units to be used for the contract. Owned list and or purchase agreements supported by proof of ownership, lease, purchase, or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project. These equipment must meet the minimum major equipment requirements for the contract set in duly notarized omnisworn statement OSS in accordance with Section 25.3 of the revised armor. Final document would be the actual statement not received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions preceding calendar year with earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. Class B documents, if applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement RA number 4566 and its IRR. Each partner of the jointure shall submit their active field job certificates of registration in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of this IRR. The submission of technical and financial eligibility documents by any of the joint venture partners compliance, provided that the partner responsible to submit the NFCC shall likewise submit the statement of its ongoing contracts and audited financial statements. Bidding forms for technical documents. Reminder for the prospective bidder that the bidder shall use the bidding forms. The bidder may download these forms from DPWH website. The bidder may also obtain from procuring entity hard copies of those forms as part of the BDS for the contract. For purposes of determining the eligibility of bidders, stated in Section 23.4, 2016 revised IRR, only the following documents shall be required by the bank using the forms prescribed in the bidding documents. Bidding documents with prescribed forms shall be considered as compliant. Shown is the bid securing declaration. Contractors' organizational chart. List of contractors' key personnel. Key personnel's affidavit. List of contractors' equipment. Omnibus sworn statement. Checklist of financial proposal. Financial proposal shall be composed of the following: original accomplished financial or quantities, duly accomplished detailed estimates form, including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rate, equipment rentals used in coming up with a bid order. Forms for financial documents. Shown is the bid form, summary of bid prices, cash, purchase and submission of bids. A complete set of documents may be acquired by the interested bidders until February 6, 2024. Cut-off time is 9:15 a.m. Bidder must have an approved appointment with specific time schedule. In case of non-appearance, it would automatically mean of cancellation of appointment. Please be informed that on the day of bid opening, the approved appointment intended for purchasing bidding documents will be limited to 10 prospective bidders to follow the bid opening schedule. Secure the approved appointment to DPWH-for-appointment@gmail.com. Bids submitted manually must be duly received by the Bank Secretariat, DPWH Batangas for District Engineering Office, Marawi, Lipa City, Batangas, on or before February 6, 2024 at 9:30. Submission of electronic submission of bids for civil work projects. It must be sent at electronic bids _Batangas for at dpwh.gov.ph or bids 2024 at 9:38. The procedure serving department or 7 series of 2020. It is also indicated in our other representatives who will submit their bids must be duly authorized and registered liaison officer as reflected in the registration certificate (CRC). Authorized representatives are their company ID and one government issued highly for verification purposes.
Thank you. Next, meaning preliminary examination of bids, evaluation and classification will be presented by the engineer from DWG member.
Good morning. Examination of bids, eligibility screening, bid evaluation, and post-qualification. Preliminary examination of bids, technical proposal. The purpose of this examination is solely to determine the presence of each of the required documents of the bid as is Section 5.2 using a simple non-discretionary pass if absent criterion with the aid of checklist. The box open and undertake the preliminary examination envelopes containing the technical debtors compliance with the documents required. The required document is present, the technical component shall be rated as for that particular requirement. The other document is an example, missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient, shall be rated as waived for that particular requirement. The box shall read immediately bid concerned in second envelope. Receipt of the scanned copies of the first bid envelope with the required forms of prescribed in 2016 revised IRR, which are for all bids as compliant with the requirements of the said bid submission, subject to the submission of the original copies of the following. First, bid securing declaration or other forms of bid and duly received by bank concerned during the post-qualification. The non-submission of these forms shall render the bid submission as non-compliant. Shall result in negation of the bid. After the preliminary examination of the technical components of the bid, the block secretary shall conduct the eligibility check of each of example that shall determine the bidder is eligible to bid for the quantity being procured. It shall be done automatically using the DPWH CWA program will then electronically process and match the bidder's capability or eligibility data in the CWA. Value of the SEC for the major similar categories of works and our NFCC against the eligibility requirement for the contract derived from earlier section 4.8.2 required SLCC costing at least 50% of ABC and FCC at least equal to ABC. The computer program will automatically determine if the bidder meets the following eligibility requirement. First, the cost of the bidder's LCC is at least 50% of ABC of the project to be procured. Second, the bidder NFCC is at least equal to ABC of the project to be procured. However, the contractor on the bid may be allowed to be up to 30 guidance as prescribed by the PICAP. Preliminary examination of bid. The financial proposal of each past bidder and shall evaluate it using non-discretionary criteria, including arithmetical errors, and thus determine the correct total calculated bid prices. The bank shall automatically disqualify any total calculated bid price which exceed the ABC. Receipt of the scanned copies of the second bid envelope with the required form such as the duly signed bid price schedule or other forms of revised IRR, electronic or online bid submission. shall be considered as compliant with the requirements of the said bid submission. Bid evaluation. The bank will immediately conduct detailed evaluation of all bids using non-discretionary criteria. Consider first, completeness of the bid. Unless the instructions specifically allow the partial bids. Bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bidding documents, including, where applicable, bill of quantities, shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. In this regard, where a required item is provided but is indicated, the same shall be considered as non-responsive, but is specifying a zero or a dash for the said item would mean that it's being offered for free to the government, except those requirements by law or regulation to be provided for. Arithmetical correction. Considered computation error and omission to enable proper comparison of all eligible bids. It may also consider bid modification if expressly allowed in the bidding documents and be calculated in monetary terms to prices. In case of discrepancies between bid price in figures and in the latter shall be paid. Second, total price per item and unit price for the item as extended. The one item, the latter shall be paid. If there is sum of prices of component items, the latter shall be paid. Unit cost in the detailed estimate and unit cost in the bill of quantities, the latter shall then be ranked in the ascending order of their total bid prices, evaluated corrected for computation and other bid modification to identify the lowest calculated. Total calculated bid prices as evaluated corrected for the functional errors and other bid modifications which exceed the ABC qualification. The lowest bid will undergo post-qualification in order to determine whether the bidder concerned complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents. Within 5 calendar days from receipt by the bidder of the notice from the bank that the bidder has the lowest calculated bid, the bidder shall submit to the bank its latest income and business tax returns and other appropriate license and bidding documents. Fail to meet any of the post-qualification requirements on time or findings thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in security in accordance with Section 6. The post-qualification shall verify, validate, and ascertain the veracity, authenticity of the Class A eligibility documents. The audit shall proceed in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of this and all the other statements and documents submitted by the bidder with the lowest calculated bid, using non-discretionary criteria as stated in the bidding documents. These criteria shall consider but not be limited to the following. First, legal requirement, validate and ascertain license, certificate, permits, and agreements submitted by the bidder, and the fact that is not included in any blacklist as provided in Second, technical requirements. Validation of the bidder stated competence and experience and the competence and experience of the bidder's key personnel to be assigned to the project for the procurement of infrastructure project and consulting services. Verification and availability and commitment and or inspection and testing for the required capacities and operating condition of equipment, units to be owned, leased, under as well as checking the performance of the bidder in its ongoing government and private contracts. If any of these ongoing contracts shows negative slippage of at least 15% in any of the project or a negative slippage of at least 2 or more contracts. Failure of the contract to commence repair works on ongoing with 7 calendar days and to complete them within 30 calendar days of the repair works on contracts with certificate of vertical days and within 90 days after receipt of procuring entities notice of defects and failures. Substance as per contract plans and vacation or unsatisfaction of the contractor's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection. DO number 127 series of 2018 strict of the post qualification of bidders with the ongoing contracts with the DPWH. If the bank verifies any of these deficiencies to be due to the contractor's post ordinance, it shall disqualify the contractor from the award for the proposed projects. Financial requirements to verify, validate, and ascertain the bid price proposal of the bidder and never article the bidder's NFCC to ensure bidder can sustain the bidder with the lowest calculated bid passes all the criteria for post-qualification. It shall be declared the said bid as the lowest calculated responsive bid or LCRB.
Thank you, Engineer Dwight Cloud for contract. The contract shall be awarded to the bidder whose bid has been determined to be the lowest calculated and responsive bid as a result of the detailed evaluation and post-qualification conducted. Contract award should be made within the bid validity period. In accordance with the order 156 series of 2015 and Republic Act 91/94 97.1.4 no require the bidder with the LCRB to submit to the procuring entity within 10 calendar days from the bidder's receipt of NOAA the following documents as a condition for the signing of the letter A, notice of a bidders conform. Letter B, authority. Letter C, a joint venture. JB, contractors pick up special license and JB agreement. Letter D, performance security in accordance 39 of revised IRR. Letter E, construction method using form DPWH IN 45. Letter F, construction schedule in the form of precedence diagram and bar chart with S-curve or other approved scheduling and cash flow using DPWH form IR. Letter power schedule using DPWH form INFR-47. Letter H, equipment utilization schedule using DPWH form INFR-48. Letter I, construction safety and health program using DPWH INFR-49. Initially approved by the DOLE. Letter J, contractors all risk insurance or CARE. July tax payment made. Tax clearance from BIR to prove full and timely payment of taxes. Letter L for a local contractor stating that the contractor is free and clean from all liabilities. Performance security shall remain valid until issuance of the procuring entity of the certificate of final acceptance. Maybe issuance of the certificate of final acceptance subject to the following condition. Letter A, procuring entity has no contract awardee or the surety company. Letter B, it has no claims for labor and materials filed against the contractor. And letter C, other terms of the contract for the procurement of infrastructure projects The winning bidder shall post an additional performance security following the schedule above to cover all any of the original value of the contract as a result of amendment to order or change order, extra work order, supplemental agreements, as the case may be. The winning bidder shall post additional performance security to cover approved contract time extension. As per Department Order number 117 series of 1994, additional premium only be paid in works or where project cost is for similar reason without necessarily extending the contract time. Work shall be of the applicable variation order, change order, extra work orders, supplemental agreements in full value of the approved additional works. Any supplemental or bid bulletin issued by the BAC shall be posted on the PILJETs and of the label. Other matters, all bidding documents shall be printed in size bond paper properly paginated with its content appropriately ear-tagged. All attached related documents shall be certified through copies, and all pages of the bids are duly signed by the prospective bidders. So let's go to the open forum. We will now proceed for comments and queries from our prospective bidders, viewers, and other attendees. The open forum is now open for your questions and comments. To our BAC members, to our TG, to the observers who are present. None. So, everything is clear. I hereby adjourn the conference at exactly 10:32 in the morning. Thank you everyone for coming.